Doug Reeves. Thanks for taking a few moments to learn about the power of nonfiction writing. Of all the things that we learn about in school, and of more than 800 different variables that my colleagues and I have studied at the Leadership and Learning Center, there's one that seems to have more impact than any other when it comes to improving not just student achievement and test scores, but improving student thinking and reasoning and their ability to do work in a wide variety of areas. That one thing is nonfiction writing. Now, I know you may be thinking that students do writing all the time, but there's something particularly important about nonfiction writing. In fact, we did a content analysis of student writing at the elementary level, and we found something astonishing. A 90-to-1, that's 90-to-1 ratio of fiction and poetry and fantasy and personal narrative over nonfiction writing. And when I talk about nonfiction writing, I mean things like describing, things like persuading, things like noticing similarities and differences, things like analyzing. And although a lot of people think that that sort of writing might sound boring, friends, I've seen kindergartners and first graders do descriptions of a butterfly emerging from a cocoon. Trust me, it's exciting. Whether you're a parent, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a school leader, nonfiction writing can help your students perform better. Let me give you just a few research notes to support this general idea. We now have more than 1 million students from elementary school through high school in our database. And we plotted the extent to which they engaged in nonfiction writing on one axis. And we plotted their results in reading, in science, in social studies on the other axis. We consistently found that when students engage in more nonfiction writing, their performance on other academic areas, including science, social studies, mathematics, reading, gets better. Interestingly, this is particularly true for second language students. Some people may be concerned that if a child is having trouble speaking at home, gee, we should first work on speaking and then we'll do writing later on. That's wrong. The earlier that students write, the better they can work on advanced reading comprehension skills and descriptive skills that will make them better readers and thinkers and speakers and, yes, better writers. I've worked with students who have been in our country 20 days, and we have them writing fragmentary sentences in interactive journals. Another reason writing is so helpful, particularly with second language students, is that sometimes students who do not speak the language of school very well may be very hesitant to stand and speak if they think that they may make a mistake. They think better to be silent and have my teacher think me a fool, as the old saw goes, than to open my mouth and leave no doubt. How do we overcome that cultural reluctance to speak? Let students have interactive journals. With my students who are reluctant to participate in class, writing interactive journals not only allows them to fully engage with me as the teacher, but also allows them to get my responses back slowly and at their own pace without ever having to ask me to repeat a response. In other words, whatever your student need is, writing can help. And nonfiction writing is, as Ensor said, thinking through the end of a pen. Dr. Mel Levine described writing as it's the largest orchestra a kid will ever conduct, a great way to connect every neural pathway. It is a wonderful way, Dr. Levine concludes, for kids to get their act together. So whatever your subject is, science, music, art, culinary arts, technology, writing will help. And nonfiction writing, where students describe, persuade, analyze, compare, is some of the best cognitive work you can do to improve the achievement of all students.